All
Nice.
right. So moving from that to another film that went along the film festival route. I actually saw the trailer for this for movies that were coming out for the Sundance Film Festival of this year.
Right.
Um, and like I said at the intro, it stars McGill, Aubrey Plaza. This is Ingrid Goes West, and this is
Yeah.
basically like a dark comedy slash drama. It stars her. It stars Elizabeth Olsen, who you would remember from Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Right? My boy O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube Jr. is
Okay.
in this
You
as
just
well.
yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot that, but he was in the trailer. So yeah. So Aubrey plays the character of Ingrid Thorburn, right?
Right.
And from the beginning of the film, which I will not spoil, I want you to be surprised by what happens. It is established that she is mentally unstable. She does have a really hard time, making friends and whatnot. And in this great intro of a character, that's right after the opening scene, I should say.
Yeah.
Um, we see her on Instagram, and what she does, she just scrolls through people's profiles, and in this great montage, you see her just liking literally every picture that she notices while scrolling up.
Right.
And this is one main theme about this show, really about social media and just the idea of making friends or being popular or forming a friendship online and the ups and downs of it basically. So yeah, right here, you see her like just liking all these pictures, right? But these are people ironically who don't want to do it who don't want anything to do with her because of her mental instability, right?
Right.
So she runs into this particular well, basically her handle is that she's a social media influencer. Her name is Taylor Sloan. She's played by Elizabeth Olsen. As you would gather, she has millions of followers. She's always putting up something at least like every day. And it's always like her traveling, going to different spots, going into well, how Instagram works, right? So if she goes for lunch and she orders a particular meal, she'll take a picture of that and lots of views. If she reading a book, puts up a picture of that, lots of views. And Ingrid just like suddenly kind of falls for her through her profile, right? So
Right. Right.
she's just like liking every single thing that she puts up. So Ingrid's well, we learn early on that Ingrid's mother passed away and she left some money. So she decides, what? Well, let me actually head down to LA, as in West, as the title suggests, to meet Taylor. So she goes into this motel. She runs into O'Shea Jackson, who plays Dan Pinto. He's the guy who, well, he more or less owns this house in Venice, California. So
Right.
she's renting there for the while, and while she's there at Los Angeles, well, at Venice, I should say, she is basically going to all the places. Well, sorry, not really trying to go to all the places as yet that Taylor went to, but she's basically trying to do everything that Taylor does. So if she wants to go into that one restaurant that she went to that week. She wants to read that book that that Taylor recommended. She wants to go to that one art gallery and look at that one painting. She wants to buy that one hat and that one dress. So
Yeah.
yeah, right off the bat is Ingrid is really trying to be like Taylor.
Yeah. Right.
Everything that Taylor does, Ingrid wants to do. And as you would imagine, yeah, they do eventually run into each other. I'm not gonna say what happens. It is creepy and it borders on stalker, on borderline stalking. That's all I'll say. So yeah, so Taylor and Ingrid do meet. Taylor has a boyfriend who is this kind of he's a painter, but he's coming off as this kind of struggling artist. He doesn't want to be that popular, but he wants his paintings to sell. But he doesn't want to sell out. That kind of
Right.
character, right? um,
Yeah. Yeah. The art.
yeah,
Yeah. The struggling artist.
yeah.
Yes.
The want to be struggling artist. That's the best way to describe
Right.
it. And eventually they do form this friendship. Ingrid and Taylor do form this friendship, this bond. This is one scene that had me laughing where they took remember Casey and JoJo's All My Life, that song that was so incredibly big back in 98 or 97. You couldn't escape it. It was so big they even played it for like when Winnie Fitzwilliam went up for Miss Universe.
Right. Yeah.
Remember? You remember that? How big that song is, right?
Yeah.
There's one scene where they were singing to that now. And it all seems nice at first, right? Especially to Taylor, 'cause it's like, oh, my new BFF, blah 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 blah. But right off the bat, you could tell, yeah, Ingrid's really sad. She real sad. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, right? All this trouble just to be like her, all that kind of stuff, just to hide the fact that, yeah, she just needs a friend, you know what I mean? But all things change now when Taylor's brother, Nicky. So Nicky is this quote unquote recovering drug addict, even though, spoiler alert, he does still take drugs. He's very wild. He's like that real, he's that kind of asshole kind of character, basically, right? He's loud-mouthed. He says and does what he wants. But then eventually he learns that, yes, something is up with Ingrid. Why
Right.
is this girl liking every picture that his sister puts up? Why all of Ingrid's recent photos with Taylor is in the is in those pictures now? So
Right.
he's picking up some kind of stalker stuff going on as well, and things kind of get from bad to worse there. And I'll stop right there because I don't want to spoil everything else. Right, so stuff that I really, really liked about this. First off, Aubrey Plaza kills it in this. I really, really, really enjoyed the character. I liked how complex the character was. In the fact that you would watch this thing and be like, yeah, she real sad. Like, from the first 5 minutes alone, I was like, yeah, she real sad. And just
Right.
seeing her go out of her way to meet this one particular um, social media queen, if you will, is just it's just really sad to watch though. But it really does show just how crazy social media is, or at least the influence of social media is today. You know what I mean? Especially with Instagram. I mean, Facebook is one thing. 'Cause I mean, you
Right.
do get a lot of information. That's why, like, I would always say you could find me on Facebook, but you don't really care for Facebook. Whatever, teach his own.
Right.
Same thing with Twitter as well too. But you see with Instagram though, where it's just picture after picture and maybe a video that kind of don't really make any sense. It's just some 30 minutes something about, hey, I'm over here doing something, but I'm supposed to like this because I don't know. So yeah, maybe out of like the three social media platforms, Instagram is like the least one that I care about. But I'm still on it though, but it's just to put up stuff that I generally care about. So if it's like
Yeah.
some Blu-ray that I buy or whatever it is, I'll put it up. But it's not like for me to put up selfies because I mean I'm a dude and just saying, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I just like how they touch on, how social media or how Instagram life is, today currently. Just this whole monotonous vibe of just scrolling up and liking everything that you see,
Yeah.
to just that whole desire of wanting to be like the people that you're seeing in those images and in those videos. That is just how powerful social media is. Same with Twitter, same with Facebook. You kind of see people that you know, people that you want to know, and you want to live their lives. That's just really the sad, ironic truth about it. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
why people like to say, stay away from that, stay away from social media. Period. But I'm going off on a tangent. But that's my point.
Yeah.
And just seeing that embodied in her character was amazing as well. I like that you could tell that she is trying though. She is trying to be the life of the party. She is trying to be the star. She is trying to be just like Taylor. And when she does succeed, it looks really nice. When she fails, you just laugh at it like, ha, you actually do that. That's so dumb. Look at you, you know what I mean? And she does make some dumb decisions in this, but you understand where she's coming from because of how imperfect her character is. And I thought that she really did that well.
Right.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. I thought was great as Dan. At first he's like this landlord, who checking up on her. He's a little interested in her as well. There's even
Right.
this running gag where he's this want to be screenwriter, and he's real obsessed with Batman, preferably Batman Forever. So he's doing this spec script on Batman Forever. It's like he wants to do his own version of it, you know what I mean? And it's crazy like that. But eventually he does become Ingrid's love interest, and then you do see how that relationship kind of has its ups and downs. That's all I'll say. Elizabeth Olsen surprised me as well. Like, I'm not the biggest
Right.
fan of her. Although I kind of like looking at her in those Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Just saying. But yeah, I thought that she was great as Taylor as well. She does really do come off as not too much over her head though, but you could tell that yeah, she is living that life though. She loves life. She loves communicating with her audience. You could tell that's the reason why she does what she does. It's not like, an ego thing. But, there is this one particular scene where her boyfriend, oh sorry, my bad, I keep saying boyfriend, her husband, sorry, makes
Right.
her out by saying that, she was never like that. She was just a sorority girl, and then she just gets so influenced by LA life that she just become this drama queen, and all of a sudden she just wants the spotlight now. So that's why she's on Instagram. And not calling out any celebrities because I don't know any celebrities right now, but yeah, that is kind of like the reason why a lot of girls, especially attractive girls, find themselves on Instagram. It's all about a kind of popularity thing. So
Right. Yeah.
it's how much views I like, or how much views I'm given, how much people love my selfies, and how much comments I get, and all that kind of stuff now. And
Right.
like I say, for people like us though, we're guys, we're black, we're in 30s, we don't really care, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is like life for these characters here, and that's true for many people today. Not just women, of course, but guys as well. You know what I mean? It is a dark comedy, well, more comedy drama. But I felt personally, if I have just just one minor gripe, basically,
Right.
is that I felt that they could have gone a little bit darker. Because just at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's about a girl stalking another girl,
Right.
and they could have gone in real deep dark territory with it. They do try to in the nearing the end of the second act to the third act, where we bring in Nikki's character. That's when the story kind of gets a little more dark. But just seeing the lengths that Ingrid was going to go, well, to become friends with this one particular girl was dark, but in a real funny and a kind of bittersweet kind of way. You know what I mean? But I just felt for some of this material, it could have been just a little bit more edgy though. But still, I do like how they do touch on this modern, social media fascination that, sweeps a lot of people. A lot of people spend a lot of time just being obsessed with Instagram and whatnot. I like how the movie embodies that. He carried it out as far as it could go. So the movie is not some anti-Instagram movie, but it's just to show that, yeah, there's some creepy people out there. So be careful of where you put up. That's just a simple message, right? That's just surface level message. But I do like that they do touch on it by focusing on this one character and this her struggle for acceptance, in the world, trying to make a friend, trying to be relevant, wanting to be loved basically, and that's something that made me, connect with Ingrid, even though she was a borderline a borderline stalker, not a psycho as much, but a
Right.
borderline stalker. But still, I felt that they could have gone a little bit darker with the material. But I guess that they didn't want to go there. I don't think that they wanted to scare people with it.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe they just wanted to avoid backlash or whatnot.
Right.
But for what it's worth, I still enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty funny when it needed to be. It was emotionally, I felt that emotionally it did hit when it needed to hit. But it's not like this depressing movie that people who love to be on Instagram should avoid at all costs. There are some things that will resonate. There are some things that you will be like, yeah, that's actually true though. There's some things that are so clever and so smart, you'll laugh and be like, yep, that's true, And then of course the performances, especially by Aubrey, just makes it work so much. So yeah, this is one I recommend that you do check out as well. So I'm giving this a light 4 out of 5 stars as well. This is really a great movie in my opinion.
Cool. Nice one.
Just could have been a little bit darker. It's just given the subject material alone, and we could have had something that would have stood out a little bit more for me. But
Right.
just thanks to the performances, and of course I forgot to mention the great directing by Matt Spicer.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I think this is his debut movie. I could be wrong, but yeah, I thought that he did an excellent job here. Cinematography was great. The music choices were great, especially that use of that Casey and JoJo song. That was
Right.
on point. It had me laughing when they used it. I thought that was clever. And yeah, not much more I could say. So yeah, check out
Nice
Ingrid
one.
Goes West as soon as you can. You'll enjoy it.
Right.
Right.
The movie, a couple of movies like that with these quirky girls coming up nowadays, and stuff like, well, a movie I'm kind of excited to see Lady Bird and
Oh yeah, I've actually been hearing about Lady Bird. I think it
right.
got some recent review actually at the Roger Ebert website. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so it's stuff like that. That's so cool. I'll take this one in.
Yeah,
Right.
and
So
I know you're a fan of Aubrey, so you're gonna enjoy this.
right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Elizabeth Olsen, I will review another movie starring her
Right.
and her Avengers co-partner, Jeremy Renner,
Ah yes. Mm-hmm.
and basically is in a nice little murder mystery slash neo western movie called Wind River.
Wind River.
Yeah.
Right.
So
what is Wind River about?
What Wind River is about? I think it takes place in rural Wyoming.
Uh-huh.
And basically, what happened? Jeremy Renner's character, I forget his name. He's a trapper, like a trapper and a hunter. Basically,
Right.
dealing with he's dealing with predators, and basically to help out against sheep and other livestock for people, not for farmers.
Okay.
So what he'll do is he'll hunt a wolf, like I would say, a pack of wolves, and probably just shoot one or two just to either get them off the trailer, and then usually what you just do with wolves, you don't kill the whole pack of wolves, but you just kill the leader.
All right. So question: is it that he does it on his own free will, or does somebody come to him and say,
yeah, he's like,
"Yeah, there's this wolf that's attacking my sheep"?
He does a gun for hire now.
All right.
Just a gun for hire, and by the way, that whole him hunting predators thing is a subtext for the film.
I see. I can imagine.
Yeah. So the obvious subtext is obvious, but very good filmmaking, still well done.
Yes.
And what happens? It's so what the movie introduced that he is his ex-wife is I forget which tribe, but is Indian. He's Native American, and he has a kid with her. They're sharing custody. So he comes to collect the son to stay with a while, and then I forget what happened. Is that I forget why it is he decided to go out in the wilderness for a while, but he goes out and he discovers basically the dead body of his sister-in-law. Either that or is or just a family of a friend of the family now.
Right.
And so they introduce that, and everything is done in the context of poverty-stricken white Native Americans.
Right.
So all of the social problems that plaguing them, that's basically what's going on. And then so it's this murder mystery. And what happened? So then when he learns is that Elizabeth Olsen now is an FBI agent that was on call, relatively closest FBI agent, and by the way, closest is Vegas, which is really fucking far.
I know,
right? If you have any working sense of geography in the United States, and basically they had to work together to solve this crime. And that's it. The movie is reasonably slow, pretty normal, until the last 30 minutes. And then, holy shit, that was some intense goddamn action. Not high-octane action. It's not Transformers.
Okay.
Not that. It's not like a big shootout in the OK Corral.
Right.
Just a reasonably workable, realistic sense of action.
Right.
And god damn, that shit was intense and scary, Dread.
Was it worth that weight though? Like was
yeah, it was just solid, right? So all it is just solid character work, just solid character building. You already get to learn about Jeremy Renner and his relationship with his father-in-law. You meet the brother-in-law, you meet the rest of the family. I probably mixing this up because I couldn't follow who was who related to exactly. But I suspect, I think he was related to the murder victim, this girl. And then at the end of the film, you learn the circumstances of Ryan. This is when the movie gets intense now.
Right.
So it's starring Jeremy Renner, is this old man, and then you learn this boy Punisher himself, Shing Mang.
Oh, Shing Mang in this too?
Yeah. Yeah, he has a little small part. But it's really dark what they do with him.
Okay.
I thought he was the murderer or something. No, they explain what it is, and it again like a good neo western. It's a good neo western. It's done as in you think it is this big mystery, and when you boil things down, you understand why it happened. But it was like, yeah, you totally understand why it's a neo western.
Right.
I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but because all you need to do is like roughly the last 30 minutes or something. Event happens, And way that they explain, well, the movie, I could spoil this because the movie explains outright what exactly happens to the murdered woman and why it happens, and the general circumstances about it.
Right.
And so they didn't make it like a big, like it's this big detective story that you have to figure out and it's a murderer. No. The way it's not the Snowman.
Okay, which we will get to in a bit.
Yeah, though.
Yeah.
But it's just a really simple, really parsimonious explanation behind what went down. But yeah, because you understand the nature of the place and the crime, you totally understand why it happened. It's really, really simple.
Right.
It's shockingly simple. And then the context of the film is done with, basically the whole context is about the violence involving Native Americans. How Native Americans don't already have any workable protection of our system. They have no workable protection of identification. You know, when they go missing, they really go missing. Nobody's really going to go to check for them because of how much of the wilderness is Wyoming still.
Right.
Like Wyoming and Montana is like still snow wilderness. There's really a snow western. That's what it is. Everything cool and it don't really get warm at all. Even in the summer years, it's still cool.
That reminds me of that that one western. God, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's one of the movies that inspired Django Unchained. That one scene in the snow and Great Silence.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It has a lot.
I think which was like the first western, well, spaghetti western to be shot in the cold, like as in like in the mountains.
Yeah, in the actual right. Yeah, it has. There's a lot of that. Admittedly, there's a lot of the cool. Everything is cool and shitty, and and then in the working context of they will have a scene with some violence involving one of the characters. I think is the murdered Gil's brother. No?
Right.
And they show the context of him just like not getting out of Wyoming and not leaving Wyoming to go to the military. He had a chance. I think he had a sports scholarship, kind of wasted on drugs and bullshit.
Wow.
And how goddamn just real sad and shitty everything is in this place in Wyoming, especially if you're native. If you're Native American. I really forget which tribe it was. I think it's Cheyenne.
Okay.
I think it's Cheyenne. I'm sure.
What about the performances though?
Right. So yeah, just to get to that, Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner has about as much chemistry as they did in the Avengers films, which is good.
Yeah.
So, all of them together shared some decent sequences. Remember, she had a great sequence with him in Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Actually, one of the better parts of that movie. And then remember, she had a nice little sequence with him and her with Vision in Civil War.
I actually love that scene, by the way.
Great little scene with the three of them. But it's the two of them have notably good chemistry. So I actually really not surprised to see them come together for this. It's actually a really good call. You know, you could tell that somebody say, all right, you know, I want all it together to do a movie, but they do a much more somber film, especially what happened because it's something that happens to Elizabeth Olsen's character. It's really well done, and he having good relationship with the two of them. Well, with his ex-wife and in relation, what happened to them, and then the aspect of violence involved, and it have a little bit of a feminist angle to this as well, because a lot of it's mostly to do with violence with women in particular,
right?
And how women, sorry to say it, out in the West, women really can't hold their own. You know, they still can make good decisions and whatnot, but when it comes to just straight up raw brutality, it's take a different type of strength. And I'm not talking about masculine strength. It takes a different type of strength in women to survive out there.
Yeah.
They get into that aspect of it now. There's a really great speech by Jeremy Renner at the end. That's actually quite touching, and they make it work in terms of what kind of person you have to be to get to survive now. And he does talk about Wyoming as a place, you know, in the context of the story. And it's just about sheer survival and that. And it's really well done overall. I surprisingly like this movie. I didn't expect it to be this good. No, it's not some brilliant masterpiece or anything like that. I definitely wouldn't put it as high as Hell or High Water, but it's actually surprisingly close given the context of what they're working with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and again, the last 30 minutes, that action sequence at the end, jeez, that was intense as fuck. Wow. I didn't expect that shit to escalate the way it did, because the way it do a nice little misdirection with the escalation now. It make it look like if it got up nothing and then it ramp up. And it ramp up in a real surprising way though.
Right.
It surprised me because I was looking for the movie then. The last little piece of action and brutality at the end was like a really, really goddamn intense, and it totally worked. It really, really made the movie. Like I was hated on the movie. I was like, all right, it's too boring. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't going nowhere. And I really thought when they did something with the big revelation of how the character, the Gale, dies, I thought, oh well, it's not about the mystery, and you learn the movie ain't about no mystery. It's really really simple, but they kind of pull a nice beta switch in a good way.
Yeah.
With the material, and yeah, I had to get this I can get this IMAX. I really
Okay.
really enjoyed this movie.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. It's I can't think of any flaws because from a filmmaking perspective, it's just really really well done. Excellent editing, good sound design. The cinematography is simply excellent. It hard to fuck up snow, I'll admit, but when you shoot snow right, it does look damn good. And yeah, in this movie it was just like so ominous now, of how you're wearing the wrong clothes, you get caught in the wrong time, and you're dead. You will die. You have to be really really goddamn careful of what's going on around here now.
Right.
And yeah, they make the story work. The story, everything makes sense plausibly. I try to I in my head I try to pick apart what's the problem with the script, what's the problem. No, it's like a really damn good script. Again, not as awesome as Hello High Water. Hello High Water for me was like on our next level.
Oh yes, definitely.
But
definitely.
I'll say only Hello High Water only really got on that next level because of our last 5 minutes or so.
I was loving everything about it, but just the last 5 minutes for me was like,
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
right?
that's how you end it. That's
normal
the
to
perfect
like
end.
amazing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was really, really goddamn solid. Again, it's just mostly the emotional aspect and how to deal with trauma. A lot of that was there, and just the sheer aspect of how anybody in this situation, it done hard for them, but for women especially, how they made it work in terms of the context of violence now.
Right.
And yeah, it was pretty badass, pretty goddamn badass. At the end, what happened to I want to say what happened to the killer at the end, but yeah, that is some real Western shit, but it work. It
Okay.
totally. And
So
they make it work in the context of again when you learn what happened to the main character, and again some nice little tit for tat went on there.
Right.
Pretty good.
So
Pretty awesome.
so do you see this as an honorable mention by Yezen?
It might even make in the top 10. I'm not sure, but as I say, you doing your 17 list, I might do a 17 list as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll definitely make that 17 list for sure.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I know about top 10, but 17 list it could probably make. Cabrel movies still just to make this decision proper now.
And I have shows to watch over, so I could really decide for sure which ones decide to be the 10 or
But
from 11
I
to
feel
17.
like the 17 list I might just rope in TV stuff one time anyway. So
Okay,
it
so it
won't
can
be
just be general best things
right.
you've seen.
I doubt it'll be
Yeah.
right movies alone. It'll have just a general list of what was just awesome this year.
Right.
Right.
So on the subject of that, let's talk about a movie that I have a feeling because I haven't seen it, but if I did, it probably would have been in my worst of list. I know
Right.
it probably would make yours too.
What's that?
Let me keep with the Snowman.
Yes.
With the Snowman.
Snowman, boy. Snow. Yeah. Right. So this is
It's a Snowman.
So this is a book. This is a book that everybody thought it would have been, like the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo kind of thing. Let us be clear. The book is pretty good from what I understand. I haven't read it, but it's supposed to be up there with the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And as I said, remember last time I said I didn't really want to talk about it that much. And for good reason is that, this movie, it's not finished. It's just an unfinished film. So it don't make sense, like, judging the movie on that grounds. Like, I don't know what they do to fuck up the production schedule of this, or the shooting schedule, but, like, they had to cut massive chunks out of the movie. So the edit is a hot mess now.
Oh.
But let's talk about this.
Yeah, might as well. Well, we'll get off your chest, man. Get off your chest.
Right, so Fassbender is this cop. Like, I gotta go back and think. I gotta go in my brain scrub it. I gotta go in IMDb.
Yeah.
Because my brain really scrubbed this one. Because it's like movies that you just don't want to take seriously.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's like, oh well, this is so much bullshit. You just have to just drop it now.
Right.
I really thought this would have been a great one, but yeah. Right. So Fassbender playing Harry Hole, which is a really weird name. Like, why would somebody name somebody that?
HOLD?
No, HOLE. Harry Hole.
Harry Hole.
Yes, it's like, wait, it's like Harry Hole. What kind of, like what?
That's a contender for porn name of.
That why I study it. It's like, why would somebody name the character that? Whatever.
Harry Hole presents.
You know.
Anyway, moving along.
Right. So this movie starring another. Here's the thing with this movie. Where's the big shocking part about this movie is how many good people are part of this. Like, J.K. Simmons in this. What the fuck?
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer. Yeah.
Well, Val Kilmer in this, and that's kind of a spoiler. Then, fucking, what do you call it? Martin Scorsese produced this.
Really?
Was part of the production. Like, what the fuck?
Actually, looking at the list of actors here, see Charlotte Gainsbourg, isn't it?
Yeah, Charlotte Gainsbourg is what the fuck?
Yeah, like Lars von Trier
That is
favorite.
a big shock. That is a big shock
Charlotte
about,
Gainsbourg, though. Like,
you
really?
know.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big shock of the movie is that Toby Jones in this.
Yeah,
What
boy,
the
like, really?
Yeah. So that was kind of the big shock with this is that it had so much good shit going on in this movie, and to get this nonsense,
Right.
it was just kind of shocking for a lot of people.
And before I forget, this is actually the director of this, Thomas Alfredson, or
Yeah.
Thomas Alfredson.
Right. Yeah.
He's
Right.
the
That's
guy
a
who
big shock.
did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy
That's
and
why I
Let
studied
the
it.
Right
Yeah.
One
That's why I said
In.
he's a good people, I
Yeah.
forget the director, but yeah, Tinker Tailor Soldier, which was solid business for me.
And Let the Right One In, which I genuinely love as well.
Yeah. And so I don't know what the fuck. I get the feeling it was something that was outside everybody's control. Because in general, Hollywood running throughs, directors don't really have that much power over the structural aspect of what going on. So like they can't come on and magically fix, if the logistics not working out now.
Right.
And from what I understand, the logistics of this film was just it just completely, that bottom completely fell out of the film now. So everything didn't work. Like you want to, it's like pulling out your carburetor. You're done.
Yeah.
The engine block, crack. That is what I suspect what went down. Everything else was fine, and look, it's all these good names in it. It's how they could fuck it up. And but from what I understand, here's the thing. What puzzling me about this before I get into the review, I've seen better movies than this get shelved, like get completely shelved because the studio wasn't happy with what they saw. So why is it that this was put out still? I'm kind of confused by that, frankly. This movie is clearly not finished. Like when you watch it, you'll be like, yeah, they couldn't cut here. They had to do this. This is some real capstone movie shit, failing kind of shit. But you still had to pour out something for your grade.
Yeah. I know
And that's why studying is like, why they put this out? I don't understand why they put this out. They had to put this out. Really, they didn't need to do that. Like, studios just sit on films for a long time. You see movies getting done 2 years before they sit on it and then they'll put it out. You say, okay, because it finally ready or it get better edit or something like that. Studios do that shit all the time. Why is it they couldn't do this? This movie too big for that now.
Right. Especially with the people involved, right? Yeah.
That's why studying is like, yeah, they embarrass yourself for this foolishness, right? Anyway, so Harry Hole now he figure out it's a crime. He figured out the crime and basically this crime, the fella, this little snowman, these little two ball snowmen, they're little tiny, as a exemplary crime, and you had to follow what going on. It's really similar to the Girl with Dragon Tattoo in that sense. You had to figure out a crime, you had to know what's going on, and you had to piece together what the general paradigm is now. And again, because the edit is a hot mess and I couldn't follow what was going on from scene to scene, I couldn't like really tell you why the snowman was doing what he was doing, because he learned that as a child he was traumatized as a child, and then they learn who going on. And I suppose I had to read the book to make sense of that. The movie is a hot mess. Like the edit is a total mess. Again, I'm just talking about structure because I have nothing to make sense of.
Right.
There's no arc here. Like nothing works and doesn't flow. Acting, I suppose, is fine. One notably weird thing was J.K. Simmons, his accent. He decided to have an accent for this. And I was like, yeah,
Okay.
you need to either train with this better or don't do the accent at all.
Right.
This is the epitome of half-beat. It's a,
Wow.
I'm sure it could have been a good movie. Of course, it's a good movie under there because look all these brilliant, well done, brilliant people under it.
Yeah.
But
I'm wondering though, is it that the source material, there's so much in the source material that they can't make it into one film, or they try to make it as one film, but they think that
because the book
but they maybe
no,
they
the
need
book-
to split it or something into two
no,
movies.
because
or-
with Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, they did twice. Both versions are really, really good.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm in the camp. I don't know what's the percentages on this, but I'm in the camp of the American version being better than the original movie version.
I need to watch over both because I was a
Right.
little underwhelmed by the American one, but I need to watch it again.
Right. I remember really enjoying the American one
Right,
as
right.
opposed to the other one. I just saw the editing and that was so brilliant and really well done.
And David Fincher's direction. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Come on,
I
come on.
just was really impressed
Yeah.
by that. I mean, the story itself wasn't special. It's a murder mystery from the Norse.
Yeah.
Where you know what you're getting. And I remember reading the first book, so it was like nothing surprising for me.
Okay.
But I just thought that was just how to do a film treatment, like how to translate something well. Yeah, Fincher did it better than the original version.
Right.
whatever. But this was, I don't know what went down, boy. Is a mess. Yeah. Anyway,
An unfortunate mess by the way it sounds.
yeah. It's like a tragedy. They're like, Dread, like shoot this shit over, Dread. Do something. I don't know what he went. I get the feeling that they just said, look, we had to do this. We had a small window to do it, and if we fuck it up, dice it. Like, but I don't understand why anybody would have put this out. Like,
But like
seriously.
what, it was a deadline or something, so
That
I
was
mean they're
funny.
not going up for
Oh.
the Academy Awards, so what's
Because
the problem?
think of the movie I like to think of is this movie that got shelved for roughly a year and it now come out because it wasn't all that good, and it wasn't a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. That is Ewan McGregor where he played Jesus now.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that movie you've been telling me about a lot, right?
Right. I was excited for that for years. I finally saw it and it's like, oh yeah, I can see why they shelved this for a while because it didn't come out too good now. And it wasn't that controversial or anything like this as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, they take I can see why the studio would have shelved it because it's not that good. It's
Right.
normal. It's normal. Like so you put it out eventually, you had to make a profit off it. You spend money on it. But you know, yeah, you don't need to put it out. I still can't choose why they had to put this out. Somebody was in debt, something happened, and they say, oh, like, we had to make back with money one time.
That's
I do
real
think.
sad. That real sad.
Okay. Yeah. Written, you know, I know I didn't say much of a review because there's no movie here to speak of. Like the movie is
Yeah,
simply,
that's weird, Jared. I mean,
as a rating itself, forgive what we have and thing. I won't go as far as a complete fuck you or anything like that. But it's a kind of a bullshit movie. I'll give this a very, very low CC8. Like super low CC.
ooh.
It have people who might like this and they might enjoy it for the little sparsons and spittlings of an arc it have in there. But a lot of just did not work and is a mess. And you can tell the edit is a mess. The edit is like the worst. Like, jeez, boy.
Right.
Have nothing for this. Everything just cut and jumping to places that like, oh, okay. I mean, this is some. Like, well, I think it's because of the nature of all the high value in the production. Just kind of had no excuse being this bad.
Mm.
But yeah, a lot of this didn't work, and it's unfortunate that this was this bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what you could do is.
Yeah.